to the 2023 Animal Justice Awards. We are so excited to be here tonight and present these awards to such deserving winners who are making the world a better place for animals.
We would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of our land on which we meet tonight. We pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. We acknowledge that we are meeting on stolen land and sovereignty was never ceded. My name is Rick Allport and I'm one of the board members of the Animal Justice Foundation.
My name is Mackenzie Sevens and I'm also a board member with the Animal Justice Foundation. We are both so excited to be your hosts for the awards ceremony tonight. The Animal Justice Foundation is building financial power to help fund the animal justice movement for generations to come. We use the donations and bequests received from generous people like yourself to build a collective bank account that can be used to rival the largest animal exploitation industries. Every year we take a small portion of the collected funds to recognise those in our movement that are doing amazing work for animals. Without further ado, welcome to the Animal Justice Awards 2023.
Our first award tonight is sponsored by Animals Australia. Thank you so much to everyone at Animals Australia for giving us $5,000 for this award. So the first award is Animals Australia Award for Effective Advocacy, and our winner is Ondine Sherman. Ondine has been fighting against the use of shark nets and drumlines in Queensland and New South Wales. He created the documentary Envoy Shark Cull and now runs the Nets Out Now coalition, working with the government to find better solutions so sharks and humans can peacefully coexist. Congratulations, Ondine. You really deserve this prize.
Thank you so much, Rick, and congratulations, Ondine. It's amazing work you're doing to defend our shark friends. And again, a huge thanks to Animals Australia for sponsoring this award and supporting the work of the Animal Justice Foundation.
Hi, my name's Ondine Sherman. Thank you so much to Animal Justice Foundation for this Effective Advocacy Award. I became involved in advocating for animals and sharks in particular, or all marine life in particular, when I made an investigative documentary back in 2021 when it came out, Envoy Shark Cull, which is on Stan. And that really drew me into this world of, standing up for animals and exposing injustice. So give you a little taste of it. We might play the trailer here, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about our work.
Our whole lives, we've been taught to fear them.
The shark attack.
Multiple attacks.
Bitten by a shark.
There's a rogue shark out there, the Jaws mentality, right?
Shark attack. Bitten by, attacked by a shark.
But what if we've been taught wrong?
My first time swimming with a tiger shark was on the Gold Coast, and she was literally taking her last breaths in front of us.
For 83 years and counting, we've been running the world's longest marine cull.
It is just off our coastline, but it's so hidden from the public.
You're afraid naturally of something that you don't know. They're actually the real victims and the ones that have something to fear.
Its intention is to kill sharks, to cull them.
It is absolutely archaic that we're relying on a program that was devised in 1930.
I hope to think every Australian can think like this.
It's not a solution by any means. They're just killing sharks.
People are unaware that this device is a fishing device.
We're killing in the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park.
I think once people realize what's happening, how senseless the killing actually is, I think they should be outraged about what is happening to Australia's beautiful natural resources.
We're the government and we are keeping you safe from this big scary thing.
They have no education in, no background in, and don't know what they're doing.
It is in effect a gag order, and it's near impossible to get any footage underwater.
Observations and concerns about the safety of the operation and potential jeopardy that you put.
What if our ignorance is about to wipe them out?
There's a good chance this documentary may actually start its own feeding frenzy.
So ever since Envoy Shark Cull came out, I've been completely in a whirlwind fighting this fight. You know, I kind of thought I'd make a film and sort of solve the issue and walk away, but it definitely hasn't been that. It is a very political problem. The only reason shark nets are still in place and we're still killing sharks and we're still killing turtles and we're still killing dolphins it's basically politics. So advocating for those animals and trying to make political change and policy change, as I'm sure a lot of you know, it's hard and it's slow and it feels like you're bashing your head against a big brick wall most days, but we're making progress slowly. I wish we'd won this fight already, but we haven't, but we are making slow progress, us and other fantastic organisations and people working in this space as well. So thank you so much for the award, thank you so much for the prize. It'll go straight back into the campaign, straight into some of the actions we've been doing, protests, paddle outs, billboards, roaming billboards, kind of trying to shame our politicians into action. All these things we've been doing and trying, and we'll probably try a few new tactics as well, just to keep trying to move the needle slowly. We will win this fight. I'm confident of it. It's just a matter of when. So thank you so much. Whatever you're working on out there, if you're watching this, keep fighting. Yeah, this is not something you can kind of give up and walk away from, as I've found out, no matter how hard and how disheartening it is. So everyone, keep it up. Appreciate all your work. Thank you for this award, and hope to see you around. Thank you.
At this point in the evening, we would like to recognise those in the animal justice movement who have sadly passed away in the last year. Tonight, we would like to recognise one of those people with our In Memoriam for Animal Justice Award. The person we would like to recognise with this award tonight is Dennis Anderson. Dennis was the president of the Coalition for the Protection of Greyhounds. Following his retirement from the RAAF, Dennis's research into the history of his rescue greyhound led him to vow, "I will do my best as long as I can to save these wonderful dogs." Under Dennis's leadership, a small volunteer greyhound advocacy group successfully challenged the multi-billion-dollar racing industry.
Through Dennis's work, many changes have started to happen. Both Mackenzie and myself have been quite active in the stopping of greyhound racing in Australia, and we recognise the amazing work that Dennis has done. Thank you so much, and to his loved ones, please accept our greatest sympathies.
We would like to share with you now a short video from the Coalition of the Protection of Greyhounds, which showcases some of the amazing work that Dennis has accomplished in his time with the organisation.
You saved me, you saved me, you saved me from a fate worse than I can tell you about. You rescued...
Animal activist group calls itself the Coalition for the Protection of Greyhounds. So that's a bit of a misnomer. They want to ban it. The bloke who runs this is the self-appointed national president, I've never heard of him, Dennis Anderson.
Dogs running around a track, extremely excited, at 60 kilometres an hour, and then they have to come to a sudden stop in the catching pen where they collide with each other, and that's when they're breaking their legs.
Well, there have been more greyhound deaths at Maitland this year. One on January the 18th and another one on Monday this week. Dennis Anderson is the National President of the Coalition for the Protection of Greyhounds, and he's spoken to us, sadly, a couple of times over the years about this very significant issue. He's with me again now. G'day, Dennis. How are you going?
Yes, good afternoon.
So what do we know about these deaths?
Mr. Anderson. Yes.
You'd like to give a brief statement.
Yes, thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to appear before this inquiry. And I'd like to start off by just refreshing the members of the inquiry with the objects of the podcast. The POCTA states that the objects of the Act are to prevent cruelty to an animal by being unreasonably, unnecessarily or unjustifiably killed or inflicted with pain. And I'd like you to keep that in the back of your mind as I read my statement.
You're what every grey would dream about. Take me home, oh, take me home.
I would like to express my deepest sympathies to the Coalition for Protection of Greyhounds in relation to the recent passing of Dennis Anderson, and to express my sorrow and my deepest sympathies. He was a voice for the voiceless, and he's gone but not forgotten. Thank you.
You rescued me, oh, you rescued me, you rescued me, and I'm happier than I can tell you about, 'cause you're my voice, yeah, you're my voice, you're my voice, and I love you more than I can tell you about.
Hi, I'm Andrea, and I took over the CPG presidency from Dennis. I plan to continue Dennis' legacy by focusing on his key skills of relationship building and collaboration. Dennis built some fantastic relationships during his time as CPG president, including with Free the Hounds, Let Greyhounds Run Free, Animal Liberation, and Grey 2K USA Worldwide, to name a few. As CPG launches its first joint campaign with Free the Hounds to ban greyhound exports, I hope to continue his legacy by focusing on these relationships with key allies.
Hi, I'm Annie, Coalition for the Protection of Greyhounds, Queensland Northern Territory Director, and I'm proud to carry on the wonderful work done by Dennis to expose the dark underbelly of the greyhound racing industry and the suffering of these gentle dogs. I do this by speaking out to the public and media about the 5 key demands of CPG, which are ending taxpayer funding, implementing whole-of-life tracking, stop unsustainable breeding, stop building new tracks, and establish independent regulators. As Dennis said, I will do my best for as long as I can to save these wonderful dogs.
You saved me, you saved me, you saved me from a fate worse than I can tell you about. You rescued me, oh, you rescued me, you rescued me, and I'm happier than I can.
Our next award this evening is from Voiceless, and we thank Voiceless so much for their kind donation of $2,500. This one is the Voiceless Award for Sanctuary Education. And I'm very, very proud to announce that this is going to Edgar's Mission. Edgar's Mission Sanctuary is a home to over 350 rescued farm animals. They are dedicated to providing these animals with a life truly worth living. They've developed an extensive social media presence, hands-on approach to education, and overall dedication to animal rights education. They have open days where you can go and see the amazing work they've done. You can meet the animals, you can walk around the whole sanctuary. It is one of the most beautiful places on earth. It's one of my favorite places on earth. So I'm so proud that we can award this to them.
Congratulations to Edgar's Mission. But I would also like to take a moment to thank all of the other individuals and organisations in the animal sanctuary space. There are so many hardworking people who are just doing a tireless amount of work to rescue animals who would otherwise not have a chance at life. So thank you to all of those people who are making the world a better place for these animals.
Here is now a short video message from Pam Ahern from Edgar's Mission.
Hi, my name is Pam Ahern. In 2003, a tiny piglet trotted into my world and changed both of our lives forever. I named him Edgar Allan Pig, and I created a sanctuary in his honour, both as a place for him to live out his days in peace and free from human exploitation, but with a broader mission to expand the public circle of compassion to include all animals, regardless of form or our familiarity with them. As part of that, humane education was to become a cornerstone of our work by not telling people what to do or what not to do, but rather encouraging them to think, believing all the while in the goodness of the human heart, and that is how a kinder world will be possible. I've created Edgar's mission to be a beacon of hope in a world that is often a dark place for the animals who are farmed for food and fibre. It's a place that I would love to have visited when I was a child, to have my feelings about animals and the natural world validated, not vanquished. There's no doubt that children have a natural empathy for animals, but sadly for many that becomes hidden upon layers and layers of social conditioning. But I do see that changing, and there is no small part that sanctuaries are playing in that. Edgar's mission and sanctuaries across the world are changing the way people see farmed animals. It is a great honour to be the recipient of the inaugural Education Award, and I sincerely thank the Animal Justice Foundation and Voiceless for making it possible. The teaming of education with the amazing work of sanctuaries is really creating impactful change for animals. From telling the stories of these animals that remind people that they are unique individuals across the many platforms we do this, whether it's humane education, outreach events, social media and more, we are really reminding people that regardless of form, every animal wants, needs and deserves our kindness. Because at the end of the day, if we could live happy and healthy lives without harming others, why wouldn't we? Thank you.
For our next award category, we would like to recognise someone who has dedicated their life to the animal justice movement. This award is the Peter Singer Award for Lifetime Achievement. And the winner is Laurie Levy. Laurie is the campaign director at the Coalition Against Duck Shooting, and he's been in this role since 1986. His high-profile work has helped bring an end to recreational duck shooting in WA, ACT, Queensland and New South Wales over the years. We hope this barbaric sport will end in South Australia, Tasmania and Victoria too, in Laurie's lifetime, if not sooner. In his lifetime advocating for animals, Laurie has also helped to rescue stranded whales and share the plight of kangaroos in Australia. We'd like to hand over to Laurie right now, who has a short video to talk more about the accomplishments across his lifetime.
I've always worked in the media, so I always knew the power of the media to bring about change in society. And in the 1970s, the late 1970s, I worked with Project Jonah to help have whales protected in Australian waters. Greenpeace and Paul Watson had been doing some magnificent work on the high seas overseas, and we worked from this end in Australia. In 1982, we were able to have 2 Victorian farmers prosecuted for cruelty to kangaroos. What they were doing, they were shooting kangaroos, wounding them, jumping out of their vehicle and cutting the throats of those kangaroos while they were laughing. We were outraged at that, and the RSPCA prosecuted. The case went to court and both farmers wound up in jail. We then had a costume designer who was working on a film series, prosecuted. A friend of hers had illegally shot 100 kangaroos for costumes. And when we found out about it, we took action, and the costume designer went to court. But unfortunately, she just received a slap over the wrist for it. Then in 1986, we decided to tackle duck shooting. And there were 100,000 duck shooters in Victoria at that time. And we took out a small team of 15 courageous and committed rescuers. And you might say, how can 15 people ever be effective against 100,000 duck shooters? Well, all the media came out with us, and we modelled ourselves on the Red Cross, going into a war zone to help the innocent victims. We also took out mobile veterinary clinics, and for the first time, the public had seen duck shooters before shooting and brutalising our native water birds, but they had never seen rescuers coming out of the water with wounded birds, and the courage of those rescuers and their commitment, the public came on side overnight. 3 states banned duck shooting very quickly: Western Australia, New South Wales and Queensland. We have fought cases in every court in the land, from the Magistrates Court right through to the Federal Court and the High Court. And we have been fighting now for 38 years. The numbers of duck shooters in Victoria have dropped from 100,000 down to less than 8,000 active duck shooters. Duck shooters make up only 0.2% of Victoria's population. And without the courage of our wonderful rescue team, our courageous rescue team, we wouldn't have been able to achieve this. And without the media coverage, we wouldn't have achieved any of it at all. So the fight continues. There's been a parliamentary inquiry into duck shooting. This year we've given evidence of it. We've given evidence in there, and we'll find out at the end of August what they decide, and then it goes to the government for them to make up their minds.
The next award we'd like to present tonight is the Legend in Animal Justice. This is a special award that has been decided by the board to recognise a person who has gone above and beyond in many ways. So tonight the winner is Ondine Sherman. Brian is a co-founder of Voiceless. A star, hero and inspiration is just one of the many phrases used to describe Brian. He was an entrepreneur, philanthropist and dedicated animal rights activist. Sadly, he has passed away and no longer with us. He believed that humans have an ethical responsibility to create a better world for all living beings, not just humans. Along with his daughter Ondine, he co-founded Voiceless, an organisation dedicated to animal rights and the supporting and investing in people and projects to further animal rights across the globe. Brian has inspired so many people, and we are proud to honour him with the inaugural Legend in Animal Justice Award.
We'd now like to show a video from Ondine, who will give us an insight into her father Brian's accomplishments throughout his lifetime.
Thank you so much for this award, Legend of Animal Justice, that I'm accepting on behalf of my dad, Ondine Sherman AM. He was a legend to me and to so many people, and also to the animals that he fought and dedicated his life to protect and to seek justice for. And he was a leader in so many areas, in finance, business, the arts, culture, sport, but nothing compared to his passion. His heart and soul was dedicated to fighting for animal justice. And this award means so much to me and to my family, and we miss him very, very dearly. And I'm trying to carry on his legacy. We started Voiceless together in 2004, and yeah, it was just an amazing experience to be able to work together with him, and his wisdom and his passion and his drive and his tenacity is really unmatched. And yeah, thank you again for this honor. And if he was here today, I believe he would, give everybody a little boost and say, keep going. This is a difficult, fight, seeking justice for animals, but it's a marathon and not a sprint. And together we're going to make it happen and make a change, because that's what needs to be done. And thank you again.
The next award we would like to present tonight is again sponsored by Voiceless. A huge thank you to them for their support and for contributing $2,500 for this award. This is the Voiceless Award for Youth Advocacy, and the winner is Emma Hackinson. Emma has single-handedly created a new philosophical and strategic approach to ethical fashion advocacy. She is the founding director of Collective Fashion Justice, a non-profit organisation that has coined the term total ethics fashion to describe a fashion system that prioritises the life of animals, people and the planet. Emma has met with the world's largest designer brands and helped them move beyond the use of animals in the fashion industry. In 2022, she published a book, How Veganism Can Save Us, and was involved in the development and promotion of the documentary Slay.
I can safely say that you should all go out and buy the book, How Veganism Can Save Us. It sits on my coffee table. It's a very, very good read.
We would now like to showcase a video from Emma, which gives us a little bit more insight into her work with collective fashion justice.
Hi, I'm Emma Hawkinson, and I'm very honoured and proud to have been awarded with the inaugural Voiceless Youth Advocacy Award as part of the Animal Justice Foundation's 2023 award ceremony. Thank you. I'm 23 now, and I first started advocating for our fellow animals when I was a 16-year-old. Since then, I've contributed to world-first undercover investigations exposing cruelty towards animals. I've written a book called How Veganism Can Save Us. I've worked with a number of charities, and I've helped to make fashion a larger part of the discussion about animal rights. Today, I'm the founding director of Collective Fashion Justice. This organisation exists to create a total ethics fashion system. That's a term that I coined that means to protect people, our fellow animals and the planet before profit in the fashion industry. Since the organisation was founded just a few years ago, we've done a whole lot of things for animals. We've contributed to a City Council ban on wild animal-derived materials. We've updated the policies of 2 fashion weeks across the world. We have worked with a number of brands and helped them to move beyond wool and from leather as well as fur. We have engaged and consulted with the fashion industry, got animals into the sphere of discussion at important events. We've contributed to the documentary film Slay, which talks all about fashion's use and exploitation of animals. We have released another short award-winning film called Willow and Claude, which explores a just transition beyond wool. We have contributed to an EU campaign to ban fur, which is looking promising. We've worked towards legislative change. We've secured a legislative win in New York City. We've done a number of things, including engaging with fashion universities, from London College of Fashion to schools across Paris, New York and Milan, as well as here in Melbourne with LCI and other universities like Swinburne. And we continue to advocate for animals every day. I'm really grateful for this award because it helps Collective Fashion Justice to continue our really important work. This year we're releasing a book called Total Ethics Fashion, along with a manifesto that people in the fashion industry can sign to talk about the importance of protecting people, animals and planet before profit. This is Billy. We also are working on certificate and program activities with other universities. We continue to work for legislative change. Most recently, we sent a submission to the Australian Federal Government's inquiry into greenwashing. We pushed for ethics washing to be included in the discussion of greenwashing to protect people from buying cruel products when they don't realise that they are. We're working to accredit fashion brands that are doing the right thing, and we continue to work on investigations, reports, and all other kinds of works towards the goal of total ethics fashion. So thank you again to the Animal Justice Foundation, and thank you to Voiceless. It's so important that our work is supported, and so I couldn't be more grateful.
We now come to our last award of the evening, and this is the big one. It is the $10,000 award for outstanding activism. And our winner today, congratulations to Melissa Harrison. Melissa is a dedicated and passionate president of Free the Hounds from Perth, Western Australia. Free the Hounds launched in 2015 as an advocacy group committed to improving the lives of greyhounds. Their purpose is to stop the inhumane treatment of greyhounds by educating the public, providing transparency about the racing industry, lobbying the government, keeping regulatory bodies accountable, promoting greyhounds as companions, not commodities, and advocating for welfare reforms. This is a prize well deserved by Melissa. She has gone way and above all forms of activism to get this happening, and we are so proud to be able to award this to her.
We'd now like to play for you a video from Melissa where she shares more about her work with Free the Hounds and Greyhound Advocacy.
Hi, my name's Mel and I'm the current president of Free the Hounds, a Perth-based advocacy group, and our mission is to end greyhound racing in the state. We also advocate for a total ban on commercial racing Australia-wide. Free the Hounds launched in 2015 with the purpose of stopping the inhumane treatment of greyhounds. We do that through public education, providing transparency to the public, lobbying government, and keeping regulatory bodies accountable. We like to promote greyhounds as companions and not commodities, and we advocate for animal welfare wherever we can for greyhounds. At a national level, we are trying hard to help to end live exports of greyhounds and reproductive materials. As a side, we also like to highlight where possible the hypocrisy of having greyhound racing advertised as a family-friendly event when both greyhound cruelty and gambling issues are always present. We would like to thank the Animal Justice Foundation for this award. It came as a bit of a surprise because our Vice President had nominated us without letting any of the other committee members know. And to come away with the top prize was really incredible for us. Something that I guess we didn't think would ever happen. We are very, very proud to be amongst such a wonderful group of advocates, activists and rescues that fight every day for animals. And for that we thank you all, and we really hope that we can make a change, at least start to anyway, in the greyhound advocacy area. Thank you very much.
That concludes our awards presentation this evening. Thank you so much to everyone who nominated an individual, organisation or charity for one of our 7 awards tonight.
Congratulations to all our award winners this evening. They are all very deserving of the awards that are coming their way. Next year, we will be doing the awards in person, and we look forward to seeing you at a red carpet event in Melbourne, either the 24th or 25th of February, and it's part of the Animal Rights Forum. So please look out for that. We will be announcing the actual date very, very soon. We'd like to now officially declare that the 2024 awards nominations are now open, as of right now.
Right now.
Right now. So you can go to our website and encourage people to go and submit their nominations. Please be quick doing this. We have a short turnaround time because, of course, the awards will be given in February next year. So get in there now. Look at everybody. Please nominate everyone you can think of.
And lastly, we would love if everyone could support our work at the Animal Justice Foundation by leaving a donation or considering a bequest to the AJF in your will. This will enable us to continue to build financial power for the animal justice movement so that we can rival the huge corporations that are exploiting animals every single day.
We thank you always for your support. Your support means the world to us, but it also means that we can change the future. Thank you for being with us tonight, and we look forward to seeing you in February
2024 live event. Can't wait to see you there. Thank you all so much.